Okay, it's Dr. Sandy Queen with Queen Homeschool Supplies, and I have been promising you a tour of the inside of our homestead chicken coop for a while. So today's your lucky day. I had mentioned how we had used a lot of stuff that we had just had laying around our homestead or around our buildings here, and that's what I'm going to show you inside as we enter the chicken house. First thing you're going to see is this big sign that says hunting, and this was a piece of wood that was actually a sign at a store where one of my sons worked, and they were changing the store, getting rid of these signs, and it was almost a full sheet of plywood. He asked if he could bring it home and was told yes, so it ended up as part of the wall in our chicken house. And then, as you can see, this used to be our goat shed. There's the stall where we used to keep the baby goats in here beyond the chicken wire, and there you see the roost, which we made from some branches on our property. And there you hear Steve out there crowing. This morning, good old Steve was having a rooster crow off, game of dueling rooster crowing with our homestead across the road with their rooster. So now he just likes to crow all day. And there's the girls. There's their little swimming pool that I filled up with a bunch of different stuff for them to take their dust baths. And if you look at the walls, you're going to see all sorts of mismatched stuff here. And we just took apart a bunch of old wooden bookshelves on wheels that we used to use to take our books to conventions before we switched our setup. And we took those apart and used all those boards to line the walls. And over here we see the nesting boxes with those two pesky chickens that never want to get off the nest. And let me get those last few eggs out from under them. But even so, the nesting boxes are on an old bookshelf that we refurbished into our nesting box stand. And over here you will see, they're going to kind of freak out because I'm walking through here with the sound talking, and I never do this. But they're all going to try to get outside, I guess, except for those two that won't leave the nest. But if you look on our little chicken door here, you will see it's put on with a piano hinge, and that is just something that we repurposed also from a storage bed that my daughter had made, and we reused the wood, we reused the hinge, and this is what it looks like out in the chicken yard. Out there, there's my girls, my pretty girls, and yellow one is Steve. He's the king of the roost here. Okay, but anyhow, nothing fancy here. Bunch of refurbished stuff. You'll see big boards like this that were the back section of a bookshelf that we used. We didn't worry about this little bit where it didn't reach here because it's summertime and it's extra ventilation, but we will close that off with some additional wood before winter sets in. So that's why this looks like this. These were all just boards that were part of bookshelves, and we had a bunch of them. We still have like 8 of them that we need to take apart and reuse the wood. So that's what will go up there. You can see that there's a lot of open ventilation space along the whole top edge of our chicken house, and we aren't too concerned about that this time of year, but again, that's something that we'll close off before winter. There's our hanging feeders, and we switched to that water because the hanging water didn't have a good way to take it apart and clean it inside. This is just an old cattle panel that we have hanging bent and holding a bale of hay, and it is hanging from some old wheels on the bottom of our rolling bookshelves. So I just got tired of taking those wheels off and decided to hang that there, which we used to use in this barn for our goats to hold their hay bales. So again, nothing fancy. Sorry to freak you out, girlies. I'm leaving, okay? Hoping to get the eggs, but doesn't look like. Nope. Nobody left any eggs because they're sharing a nest now. Look at that. Okay. I will be back later to check for eggs. And that is our chicken house. There's the roost area, and we have just, we used some old boards for the sides over there that you see. And then the pieces going across were actually branches that we cut off of our property and screwed them together and wired them together for extra durability. And that's where they sleep at night. So there's the girls in their happy chicken house.